Die Hard. Most of us know this phrase from the Die Hard movie franchise, which consists of 5 action-packed films that follow the adventures of John McClane, played by Bruce Willis. McClane is a tough-as-nails and resilient New York police officer who repeatedly finds himself in extraordinary and dangerous situations. The first film, Die Hard, in 1988, sees John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, visiting his estranged wife at a Christmas party in a Los Angeles skyscraper, only to get caught up in a terrorist plot by Hans Gruber, played by Alan Rickman. McClane, who battles against all the odds using his wits and his training as a police officer to defeat the terrorists and save the hostages. The first Die Hard movie was based off a book called Nothing Lasts Forever by American author Roderick Thorpe. The hero of that book was not named John McClane, but a detective called Joe Leland. The second Die Hard film from 1990 was ingeniously named Die Hard 2, Die Harder, where John McClane battles terrorists at Dulles International Airport in Washington, D.C. The third film, in 1995, one of my favorites, was called Die Hard with a Vengeance, where he fights alongside Samuel L. Jackson more terrorists. The lead terrorist in that film was Simon Gruber, the brother of Hans Gruber, who was killed in the first movie. Terrorism runs in that family. Now the fourth film, and we might be dropping the quality a tad compared to the earlier films, was released in 2007 called Live Free or Die Hard, where John McClane fights a gang of ninja cats.
Oh my word.
Oh, it was terrorists? More terrorists? I mean terrorists. He fought terrorists again. And finally, the fifth and last film, A Good Day to Die Hard, released in 2013, where John McClane stops terrorists. Doctor, is this body experiencing rigor mortis? Yes, it is, but I prefer to call it Die Hard with a Vengeance. Overall, the Die Hard movies are known for their intense action sequences, memorable one-liners, and Bruce Willis's iconic portrayal of the charismatic and fearless John McClane. The phrase Die Hard will be ever famous from these blockbuster films. But did these films invent that phrase, Die Hard? No, they did not. It turns out that Die Hard is hundreds of years old and has a military history. The term Die Hard goes back to a specific day over 200 years ago. The date was May 16th, 1811 to be exact. It was coined by a British soldier named Colonel Inglis. Colonel Inglis was leading the 57th Foot Regiment in the Battle of Albuerra, Spain, against Napoleon and his French army. At a particularly brutal part of this battle, Colonel Inglis and his men were sent to bolster the Spanish forces, but were caught in devastating crossfire from artillery. Colonel Inglis was wounded with a canister shot, but refused to be evacuated. Instead, he would be heard loudly encouraging his troops to fight bravely to the bitter end. His words, "Die hard, 57th, die hard." That is, to fight bravely to the very end, to make it hard to be killed. Do not die easily. His men did fight bravely, and they won that battle, but at a great cost. Out of 24 officers, only one survived. Out of 584 men, only 168 lived. Die Hard became the motto of the 57th Regiment of the British Army. What a great term to choose for a title for the John McClane character. It means hardness, toughness, difficulty being stopped, to die reluctantly, resisting to the bitter end. The term has also evolved over the years and has often been applied to someone who is not easily swayed from their beliefs. While Die Hard was the rallying cry of Colonel Inglis, the Die Hard action character John McClane had his own cry of defiance in the face of death. Yippee-ki-yay.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay. Yippee-ki-yay.
does it mean? No one really knows. But Roy Rogers used it in the Roy Rogers Show back in the 1950s. And so did Bing Crosby in his song, I'm an Old Cowhand. Glad I don't have a cowhand. What's my point? I don't really have one, except that sometimes a rallying cry becomes a powerful force that fuels our actions and drives us forward, reminding us never to give up. What's my rallying cry? I don't really have a rallying cry. I wanted a rallying cry. I don't have a rallying cry. I just cry all the time.
2 hours later.
Just kidding. My rallying cry is, now you're wise to the words. Become a die-hard fan and subscribe. Thank you.